Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Satisfactory. And yes, you are seeing it correctly. There is snow falling in the game due to it being December 1st and the start of Ficsmas, which I have yet to actually do. I've done the stuff that I can on day one, but that'll be interesting. Alright, let's go have a gander. Not the goose, but a look.
Fix it, elevator. Here to lift you up and to let you down.
Thank you, April. Or elevator. I'm not sure if I had Mark 6 belts last time, but Mark 6 belts. Everything's going at warp speed. As it should. I've added these pillars to make it at least look like I was attempting some sort of decoration. You can kind of hear, this isn't the permanent home of it. Just to get it going, it's the start of the Ficsmas stuff. We got tree branches, candy canes, and I just unlocked those earlier this morning. And they're being overclocked. Did I sleep these? Yes. I might as well sleep those. Just the train. It's only one. Oh yeah, I can put the candy. Because I use the candy canes in my inventory to make the candy cane basher, or whatever it would be called. Yeah, candy cane basher. Yeah, I still have some presents, which I might as well put there. I'm trying to put everything equally as possible. But I'm pretty sure that at some point in the advent calendar you get, or the research tree, whichever. Yeah, you get the ability to actually just put down a Christmas tree that just gives you gifts. So you don't have to like actually pick them up off the ground and all that. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, this is day one Ficsmas for me. And we'll pick up this one here. Oh, there's another one. A floating gift. And we're going to be going to a new facility. Which is, I don't want to say more organized, but it's not as, everything's aligned. Because I mean, look at this. It's diagonal. Well, it's diagonal to this. Yes, no. And I did have to set up this overflow particle accelerator for some of the wonderful broccoli. As you can see, it's running at 10%. And either way, it's making the plutonium fuel rod, which is getting synced because I'm not using plutonium yet. Still, I want more things done. There are more. What I'm going to, at least the plan, is to basically set this stuff up at the new base, but then extend it to plutonium and eventually Ficsonium. Because I should have realized it earlier, but where the nuclear reactors are up here, I'm gonna run out of space pretty quick if I keep like plopping them down. And I turn those back on so I can get the rest of the pasta at some point. It's making one per minute. In about another 200 minutes. Well, slightly more, like 240 minutes. Yeah, I don't have power over here. I can... Sorry, I cleared my throat a lot. But obviously, I can still do a lot with this area here. But I tend to box myself in a lot. I'm trying to prevent that this time. Oh yeah, and I got, for the project I have going on elsewhere, I got really annoyed with how slow beams are produced, just as the normal recipe, even with me using the, was it solid steel? Yeah, solid steel. Even doing that, it's still slow because the beams are just slow to make. It's a 401. But I'm using the aluminum beams, which is wonderful because I have some essentially idle aluminum scrap over here. I figured, hey, make a nice container of beans. Okay, presents, you're distracting me now, damn it. I'm trying to go to the new area. Oh, look. Can I get there in time? Probably not, depending on where it wants to fall. There's some coal. Just going through a fairly scary cave, at least if I had the creature aggressiveness turned on. Alright, let's at least go in the general direction of the new base. Over the pink forest or bamboo forest, whoever you want to call it. I've wanted to build stuff in here, but it kind of, some of the denser bamboo stuff tends to tank your frame rate. And here we are. Now you might think, what is going on with the little checkerboard stuff over there? Well, let's hop on over and we'll check it out. We got a nice little cluster of converters. This one's already filled, it's on standby. These two are taking the 200 needed for some dark matter resistance, which are sometimes making packaged ion fuel. packaged ionized fuel. But I have enough right now to where I'm good for a while, and I don't feel like belting the packaged rocket fuel over here. I don't really feel it. It feels silly to me to put down a drone to fly fuel over here. It just feels really goofy to me. And belting it over here, no. I mean, putting it on a train, maybe. But, I have enough for now. Plus there's 100 in there ready to go if I take it out of the dimensional storage. And we got another 1,000 in the can. Yeah, pretty much. So we're doing pretty good. Present. Now, why these are here is so I knew where all the electrical outlet wall outlets are. So if I want to grab power, I can just yoink it right there. And I did that with most of them over here. I didn't do it with any over there because I haven't fully planned what I'm doing with that yet. This is just the top. I was thinking mainly just putting all the nuclear reactors up here because I actually have packaged fuel coming, water coming up, and I'm making 600 a minute when it's actually running, which is enough to power or supply one fully overclocked nuclear power plant. And I did it like this because I did not want to deal with pumps. But this area, we got the canisters being made. This is an entire row just making plastic. At 382 a minute. And this is using it's using one pure oil node that I piped over from way over here. Which I have done in the past, but one of these days I might actually go back into that save just to see how absolute spaghetti mess. Not exactly proud of it. I mean, it was... I think that was my first save. Because I started here. I did a whole bunch of stuff here. This was really kind of weird how I did this. I started here and I eventually made a bigger base here, and I had a bunch of stuff in storage, like 6 or 7 full storage containers, industrial ones, and I literally belted it all the way over there, every one of them. It was really weird, but hey, first playthrough. That's the excuse you're getting out of that one. And we got these making petroleum cool. For aluminum. Well, this part. The electrode, because first thing is I've never used this alternate before. And I know there's coal around here, but I was gonna be making this plastic anyway because I wanted the canisters for the water. We got all the actual aluminum ingot production over here, which this is actually modified because I have now, I cut it in half. It's a different blueprint, but I cut the 28 one in half, so it's 14. So I don't have to like do the conveyor lift on that end up to there. It just feels like it's a little bit more efficient. Obviously, I misaligned a few things. Go ahead and fix this. And does it? Can you nudge? Whoop. I didn't think you could nudge those. Hooray! And I actually messed up a little bit on this top one. It is ever so slight. Pretty sure it's a little bit lower. Doesn't look like it from here. Well, I guess that one is going down a little bit. Okay, it's probably more so that these don't have the exact height thing because they go up in like segments. Anywho, got all those ingots raring to go. Now I'm probably like, what is going on with this? It's water. Well, sometimes it's water. And it is going down to the old reliable wet concrete. Oh, these are overclocked to what they need to be to get rid of all the excess water. What was I doing with that? Oh, I haven't turned that miner on yet. Okay. Never. Yes, I know those geothermal generators are sticking out. I'm aware. If anything, I'll just like block them off with some tarp. Riveting. Riveting, isn't this? There. Caution. Oh no. I'll do that one later. That was... Oh. That jumped quite a bit from the last time I actually really looked at it. Which means Yeah, we're gonna have to get those nuclear plants over here up and running sometime fairly soon, or at least one, since I got. Hey, look, I put the walls up. Ooh. And this is part of the superposition oscillators eventually going to be. Since you need alkyd aluminum sheets. I really need to set up crystal oscillators. Which I have plenty of those over at the other base. I might fly those over since I only need 5 a minute. Because it's a 1-to-1, like 5 per minute makes crystal oscillators makes 5 superposition oscillators. And if I go silent for a minute, it's my bearded dragon is, I think, going insane. Much like her owner. But now for these, as I said, this is all a 600 fully overclocked oil extractor on a pure node, so 600. Sometimes, like right there, like for whatever reason, these last two get kind of shafted when it comes to actually getting the oil to them. And I don't really know why. There's no height difference in any of it. I actually even put a pump where there might be a little height difference. There's a pump right there as it starts to go up. Which I've heard so much conflicting stuff about pipes and fluids and all the craziness, which apparently is getting addressed in 1.2, but until I can actually mess around with it on experimental. I mean, they even put in the video, we fixed fluids, kind of. I really hope by fixed they don't actually just mean, hey, we gave you fluid trucks, which is not going to solve anything. Unless they drastically improved the tractor, truck, whatever pathing, and like the general AI of it. But you're going to have a tanker truck full of oil driving off of the side of your building at random. Which is generally considered not great. Especially if it's on something that's like actually crucial to your production. Like you need the oil to flow. And a tanker truck just driving off this cliff here. No, cliff, whatever. Yeah, if he's just driving off there into the abyss, that's not good. That's not helping anything. I am anxious to see what else is in 1.2. Because I heard something about there might be water extractors that you can use in shallower water now, which would be pretty cool. What I really want is actual like hydroelectric power. Because right here, perfect hydroelectric power. Make a dam, make like a turbine thing for power. There you go. This isn't the only waterfall in the game. There's at least a few more. And yes, I am a big fan of fluid buffers. That way, if any of the pipes ever have a issue, like when I piped these first two over here, there wasn't anything going on. I was like, wait a minute. Why isn't it happening? And I realized a little ways back I had to go up and I didn't put pumps there. So if I do something stupid like that in the future, at least you got 2400 on each of these to work with. And yeah, I haven't even, because there's one pure node of oil and two normals. This is the two normals that make up the 600 for that. So I have an entire other full line to work with here, which I could put those down towards at least drag one line over down to the end to make sure those are getting their fluids, but it's honestly, these were originally just meant to make petroleum coke, which yes, I could have done with the heavy residual oil recipe, but I also needed the plastic. I mean, obviously I had plastic elsewhere, but sometimes you just don't want to belt it all the way from the archipelago over here, or I think it's actually closer to here. Yeah, I'm not belting that all the way over here. No. No. And yes, I do have uranium, which is impure. I know there's uranium right here, but I can't remember if it's impure or normal. I don't think there's any pure nodes of uranium in the game. But their uranium node comes in right there. It's raring to go. It's kind of weird getting it through that small of an area here, but yeah. Those Mark 6 lifts look really cool. Especially how, like, whatever color the light ends up being. And my colors that I have set are still that. Like metal and blue. But yeah, this still has a ton of work to go. Because I mean, all that needs to get its foundations. And the next floor. I don't know why. This is making copper ingots for the alkyd sheets. Oh, that's a lot of presents. Now, the one thing I do kind of worry about for at least the nuclear reactors here is that it takes a fully overclocked reactor makes 25 wastes per minute and requires 600 water per minute. My only issue would be I have to essentially duplicate this for every reactor. Which I will have the... I'm sure I'll have the space to do like a nice little row of them. Or I could not overclock at all and use this for 2 of them. Not entirely sure yet. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. YouTuber. And I haven't used packaged water since my first playthrough. Because I was just packaging it to sink it from... I can't remember what I was making. I think it was aluminum. And I do need to figure out which recipes I'm going to use for this stuff. Because if I use this one, it needs more encased cells. And you gotta get some rotors, some oscillators, and some electromagnetic control rods. This one seems a lot easier. I mean, it is. It's just these. And the control rods. Which control rods aren't really that terrible. So. I'm not entirely sure which one of these I'm going to use. Because if you use this one, then you gotta involve deuterium. It still takes some form of copper. Or copper. Sulfur! Then you gotta add in silica to it. Which, from my last build, or last world save, I know there's some quartz in that general direction. I think there's 2 pure nodes over that way. Does it actually show it? Yeah. Pure, normal. I thought there was pure. Well, 2. Whatever. Well, there's deuterium and quartz right by each other. Well, this is going to be where I leave you guys off for this episode, video, whoever. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.